Hello everyone, welcome to Olsen Cafe. Are you struggling with this equation involving surds? Many students do not know how to start too. So today I am going to show you how to solve this step by step. So let's start by understanding the question. So let's first understand the meaning of the word solution. So if you can recall, right, solution simply means we need to find the value of x. Yeah. So and over here, what is given is that, all right, the solution is equals to a plus b root 14 over 5. So which means if I put these two together, all right, it simply means that the solution, which is equals to x, and over here, x is equals to a plus b root 14 over 5. So hope you know this. Yeah, so with this understanding, then we are ready to move on, all right, with solving of the question. So as I said earlier on, so what we are going to do here is we will need to find out what is x. So what we are going to do now here is we are going to make x as the subject. So to do this, I bring the x root 2 to the left hand side. So what I'm going to do is I put them together. So what I have, all right, since I have both x, so I'm going to factorize out the x, and this will give me root 7 minus root 2. On that right hand side, no change. Now, so since I want to make x as a subject, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the terms, all right, root 7 minus root 2 to the right. So which means I will have x is equals to root 32 divided by root 7 minus root 2. Now, so once we derive over here, all right, you will see that, hey, this is actually something very familiar to what we have done earlier on. Yeah, so what we are going to do is we are going to apply what we already know about surd so far. So let's go through some of these basics. So which means I will definitely need to rationalize the denominator. Yeah, so in order to do so, all right, I will also need to know how to simplify surd. So if you look at square root of 32, all right, we must be able to simplify this, and this will give me, all right, 4 root 2. And not only that, all right, if I'm going to multiply the surds together, I will also need the skill, all right, of how to multiply 4 root 2 to the numerator, which is root 7 plus root 2. All right, and this will simply means I just could apply the rainbow method. And lastly, if I look at the denominator, I will be able to multiply the conjugate surds together, and this should give me 7 minus 2. So these are some of the skills, all right, that we need to be very, very familiar with. So if you are still not sure with the above, do check out the videos that I've created earlier on, right, which I have included the links in the description below for you as well. So let's put everything together now, all right, and I'm going to multiply the numerator together. So this will give me 4 root 14 plus 8, and the denominator we have already, all right, work it out, and answer is simply equals to 5. Now, so with this, right, you notice I have already derived to a term. So let's recall what is x. So the solution earlier on is given, all right, to be x equals to a plus b root 14 over 5. Now, so I am ready to find the unknown. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just simply compare the terms. So what are the two terms that I need to compare? I will need to compare the rational term and the irrational term. So the rational term, it simply means that the terms without surd. So over here, all right, if I'm going to compare, I know that the rational term is a, all right, and the numerator here, the rational term is actually equals to 8. So putting these together, I can conclude that my value of a is simply equals to 8. So I'm going to do the same. All right, so now I'm going to compare the irrational term. So the irrational term, that means I'm looking at the root 14. So I have root 14 here. So which means I will be having, all right, b over here. All right, that means b is simply equals to 4. So with this, I am able to solve and find the value of a and b easily. A quick summary, all right, to solve this question. As I mentioned earlier on, this is the question whereby a lot of students do not know how to start. So therefore, the skills, right, the skills that required for this question, the most important one is to recognize the solution. So over here, you must be able to recognize that the solution is equal to a plus b root 14 over 5, and the solution here that we are talking about is x. So with that, all right, you must be able to make x as a subject. Once you are done that, right, the rest is basically, right, the skills that we have covered earlier on, which is how to rationalize the denominator. And to do this, all right, you must be able to know how to simplify surd, how to multiply surd, and also how to identify conjugate surd. Once this is done, then what we need is the last skill here, which is how to compare the rational and irrational terms. So once you are clear with all this question becomes very simple. So with this, I hope you find this video useful. If you like this video, do share, like, and leave a comment. Click on the subscribe for more content. So I see you in my next video. All right, bye.